Welcome to Deep Divers, the documentary where the past comes alive, one story at a time. I'm your host. And today, we journey to the heart of Rome, to the world's smallest country, the Vatican. Tucked behind ancient stone walls lies a force unlike any other. They wear brightly colored Renaissance uniforms. They carry halberds, swords, and sometimes glocks. They are the protectors of the Pope, and the world's oldest standing army still in active service. You've seen them in photos. Maybe even up close on a visit to St. Peter's Basilica. But who are these men? Why are they Swiss? And how do they train for a job that requires loyalty, courage, and a bit of flair? Today, we uncover the mysteries, the traditions, and the little-known truths behind the Vatican's Swiss Guard. To understand the Swiss Guard, we need to travel back in time, all the way to the late 1400s. Europe is in chaos. Kingdoms rise and fall. Mercenaries roam the continent, hired swords fighting for whoever pays the most. But among them, a reputation grows. The Swiss. Mountain men. Hardy, disciplined, fearless. They were known not just for their strength, but for their unwavering loyalty. It caught the attention of one of the most powerful men in the world, Pope Sixtus IV. He built the Sistine Chapel, yes, but he also laid the foundations for what would become the Pope's personal army. In 1506, his successor, Pope Julius II, made it official. On January 22nd of that year, a group of 150 Swiss soldiers marched into the Vatican. Led by Captain Caspar von Silenen, they were greeted with blessings and purpose. Their mission? Protect the Pope, with their lives if necessary. That date, January 22nd, is still celebrated today as the birth of the Pontifical Swiss Guard. And despite the centuries, their oath remains virtually unchanged. The year is 1527. Rome is under siege. The Holy Roman Emperor, Charles V, has lost control of his own army. 20,000 mercenaries march on the city. Many are unpaid, hungry, angry. On May 6th, chaos erupts. What follows is known as the Sack of Rome, a brutal, bloody assault that would test the Swiss Guard like never before. Only 189 guards stand between the Pope and certain death. Armed with swords and halberds, they hold their ground on the steps of St. Peter's Basilica. As cannon fire echoes through the city, 147 guards are slaughtered. But their sacrifice is not in vain. Amidst the smoke and screams, a small group of survivors forms a protective ring around Pope Clement VII. They lead him through a secret passage, the Parcetto di Borgo, an ancient corridor that winds from the Vatican to Castel Sant'Angelo. He escapes, thanks to them. To this day, May 6th is honored as the Swiss Guard's Day of Remembrance. A moment in history when loyalty was measured, not in words, but in blood. Fast forward to today. The uniforms may look like they're straight out of a Renaissance painting. But make no mistake. These men are highly trained, modern soldiers. To join the Swiss Guard, a candidate must be male, a Swiss citizen, aged between 19 and 30, Catholic, and must have completed basic training in the Swiss Armed Forces. And yes, they must be single when they join. Their training? Intense. It's not just about learning how to stand still and salute. They study close-quarters combat, unarmed defense, firearms proficiency, and crowd control. Each guard is also trained in etiquette, diplomacy, and languages, essential when you're guarding one of the most recognizable religious figures on earth. And while halberds and swords are still part of the image, modern weapons are never far away. Behind the scenes, Swiss guards carry Glock pistols, assault rifles, and wear Kevlar vests. The job is more than ceremonial. They protect the Pope during Mass, public appearances, trips abroad, and even while he sleeps. And yes, they take turns patrolling the Vatican at night. Every moment, ready. Every second, alert. It's not just a job. It's a sacred duty. So, what's it really like, being a Swiss Guard? Most of us picture rigid ceremony, standing motionless for hours in the Roman sun. But behind the colourful uniform are young men, living a unique life inside the Vatican walls. They live in private barracks, share meals, pray together, And on their days off, some explore Rome, others study, play music, or even go hiking. Many form lifelong friendships. Some meet their future wives while on duty, and yes, they're allowed to marry after 5 years of service. But it's not always glamorous. The job is demanding. The hours are long. And the responsibility? Immense. Imagine standing just feet from the Pope during Christmas Mass, or in a crowd of tens of thousands in St. Peter's Square. One mistake, one threat not spotted, could change history. And yet, they do it. Quietly, proudly. Each guard takes an oath, in full dress uniform, holding a flag and Bible, promising to serve the Pope faithfully, loyally, and honorably, even to the shedding of blood. It's not a career. It's a calling. It's the first thing anyone notices. The uniform. That dazzling splash of color, deep blue, rich red, sunshine yellow, tailored with precision and flair. It looks like something from a Shakespearean stage, but it's very real. Many believe the design came from Michelangelo. That's a myth. The modern uniform was actually designed in 1914 by Commandant Jules Ripond, inspired by paintings from the Renaissance period. Each uniform is handmade in the Vatican. It takes nearly 32 pieces of fabric and hours of craftsmanship to complete just one. And they're not cheap. Some cost over £1,000. But there's more than fashion at play. Each stripe, button, and fold carries centuries of symbolism. The colors, red, blue, and yellow, are the heraldic colors of the Medici family, who produced several popes. The rough collar and puffed sleeves, a nod to the Renaissance soldiers who once served in Europe's royal courts. And the armor, polished steel breastplates worn during major ceremonies, harks back to their origins as elite mercenaries. On special occasions, the guards wear a morion helmet, a black, crested piece often adorned with a red feather plume. It's ceremonial, yes, but it commands attention and respect. Behind the bright colors is a message. We are not just tradition. We are not just display. We are legacy. For such a small group, the Swiss Guard sparks a lot of myths. Let's separate fact from fiction. Myth number 1. Michelangelo designed the uniform. Nope. Artistic? Yes. But not Michelangelo's doing. Myth number 2. They only carry halberds. Again. False. Behind closed doors, they're equipped with pistols, submachine guns, and radios. The halberd? Purely ceremonial. Mostly. Myth number 3. They're just for show. Absolutely not. These men train like elite soldiers. They're involved in real security operations, surveillance, and emergency drills. But then come the secrets. Did you know there's a secret mark inside every Swiss Guard uniform to prevent counterfeits? Or that the Passetto di Borgo, the corridor used during the 1527 sack of Rome, is still operational, and occasionally used in drills? There's even a Swiss Guard cookbook, yes, really, filled with traditional Swiss and Italian recipes from the barracks kitchens. And here's a surprise. Many guards are also talented musicians. Some play in brass ensembles. Others sing in Vatican choirs. They may wear 16th century fashion, but they carry smartphones. They text their families. They laugh. They get nervous. They grow. They're real people. Underneath the plume and breastplate is a human story of faith, duty, and quiet courage. 5 centuries. That's how long the Swiss Guard has stood watch at the heart of the Catholic Church. Empires have fallen. Popes have come and gone. The world has changed in ways no one could have imagined. But the Swiss Guard? Still there. Still silent. Still loyal. Their story isn't just one of swords and salutes, or of colourful uniforms and pageantry. It's a story of duty, the kind that transcends time. Of young men who leave behind their families in Switzerland, to stand guard in the smallest country in the world. They don't do it for fame. Or fortune. They do it for faith. For something greater than themselves. And perhaps that's why, in a world obsessed with the loud, the fast, the modern, the Swiss Guard still captures our attention. Because in them, we see something rare. A quiet strength. A steadfast purpose. A living reminder that honor still matters. This video is for educational and documentary purposes only. The content is based on historical records, interviews, and publicly available sources. Any opinions, theories, or interpretations presented are those of the creators and do not reflect official views of the Vatican or the Swiss Guard. All efforts have been made to provide accurate and respectful information. The images and materials used in this video are copyright protected, and fair use guidelines have been followed.